Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let us enter to database services. What are the database services which are provided under AWS? That's we're gonna learn in this video. Let us start with one service in this video and let us learn another service in another video. Okay. Now, most of you listen database. Most of you, I think most of you listened about a database named SQL database. What is that SQL database, sir? That is a RDS database. That is a RDS database. What does RDS mean, sir? RDS stands for Relational Database Service. Relational Database Service. Okay. RDS stands for Relational Database Service. Let's say I have a physical server. Let's say I have a physical server. That is, this is my physical server. In this physical server, this is my physical server, let's say. Okay. In this physical server, now I installed SQL in this server. SQL is one of the relational database service, one of the relational database service that SQL I have installed in this. Let's say I have installed SQL in this SQL I have installed in it. Okay. Let us analyze what are the problems do we face with maintaining this physical server. If let's say there are many such physical servers are there. For a company, do I maintain only single physical server or multiple? I'll maintain multiple physical servers, right? So let's say there are multiple physical servers like this. What do I call that? I call that since only data, since I hosted my, what is this? Database. I hosted my database in this physical server and I am providing this database to my clients. I call this server as, can I call this server as database server? Yes. I can able to call this server as which server? Database server. Since I'm hosting my database in this server, I call this server as which server? Database server. Let's say these type many in my company, I have these database servers, many such database servers in a single room. What do I call that room? What do I call that room? In a single room, let's say if I have many database servers are present, what do I call that room? Database servers room. So what do I call that? Database servers room. Let's say I'm maintaining these databases. Okay. Now, what are the problems do I get while maintaining these physical machines? What is the problems do I get while maintaining these physical machines? Let us write those issues. So whenever I'm maintaining physical servers and providing the service, do my for my clients, do I need to provide high availability? Yes, I need to provide high availability. So while maintaining these physical servers, do I need to maintain high availability for my database servers with these physical machines? Yes. Now you can tell me, is it possible for me to maintain this high availability for these database servers by using physical machines? No, not possible, right? Yeah. So it is not possible to provide high availability in my it is not possible to provide high availability in my on-premise. Okay, this is one of the issue. So, is there high availability possible? No, it is not possible. Can I able to provide elasticity for my database servers? That is scaling my database servers up, and can I scale them down very easily within minutes? No. So can I say this elasticity is also not possible? Yes. So elasticity is also one of issue. Yes. Okay. Can I able to scale up my databases within seconds? No. So scalability issue also there, right? Yeah. So there is scalability issue also there, which leads to, since no availability, no elasticity, no scalability. Does it affects my performance? Yes. It also affects my performance, and it leads to what? Performance issues as well. So while if I maintain my database servers, what are the issues do I get is these many issues are possible. Let's say if large traffic hits my database, if large users traffic hit my database, then does it leads to data crashes sometimes? Are data crashes possible? Yes. So it even leads to database crash. What? Database crashing. Database crash also possible sometimes whenever there is a large traffic. Then even it leads to data crash. So for storing large amount of database, for storing large amount of database storage in my physical servers, I need large amount of storage, right? Yes. So if I am unable to provide that storage, if I am unable to provide that storage from on premises, then does it leads to storage issues as well? Yeah, it even leads to storage issues as well. So these are just, and so on, many issues are there. So these are just some issues, and there are a lot more issues are there while maintaining these database servers. Then the question is, how software companies are overcoming these issues, sir? Sir, you told there are these many issues. How software company is managing these issues? How software company is overcoming these issues? So to overcome these issues, so that's why the software companies will hire whom? They will hire they'll hire database administrator team and a team separately for them. Whom they hire? Database administrator. They'll hire database administrators. They'll hire a team of database administrators. A team of database administrators to resolve these issues separately. So these, whoever the hired database administrators in the company, they will manage all these things. Even it leads to lot of cost, right? For the staffing and providing the facilities for them and providing the needs, or else whatever the hardware they require. So for all that, it leads to cost, right? Yeah, it leads to a lot of cost. So now this cloud came. And we asked the cloud that is there any solution for this? Is there any solution to overcome all these issues and you can able to maintain my data servers in cloud? Then AWS cloud told us, yes, I can able to manage whole your database servers in my AWS data centers. You just need to use those. Okay. So now we asked the cloud that what is the database service. Now we asked the cloud, what do we ask? What is the service that providing these database services in cloud? So what is the service that providing these database services in cloud? So then AWS replied me RDS. What is that? RDS. RDS stands for what, sir? Relational Database Service. Okay. Who manages this RDS, sir? Who manages this RDS? AWS will manage this RDS. So if anybody asks you, is there any relational database service in AWS which provides me services for relational databases, then what is your answer? RDS. RDS is the database service which is provided by AWS where you can manage your relational databases in cloud. Okay, who can manage this? RDS. Who can manage all these issues for RDS, sir? AWS will manage. So all the above issues while maintaining the database will be taken care by whom? From now, if we use this RDS, AWS will take care all these things. So what is our task here, sir? We'll just configure the database and sitting and setting up the database. What do? We just need to configure the database and setting up the database and managing the database backups. That's it. So let's say if I'm using this RDS, then what are the responsibilities by me? We need our responsibilities. What are our responsibilities? Our responsibilities are we need, what do we need to do? We need to set up. We need setting. We need setting up the servers. We need to set up the database and configure the database, and we are responsible for our database backups. We are responsible for our database backups. So what is our responsibility while using this RDS service in AWS? Our responsibilities is setting up and configuring the database and just maintaining the database backups. That's it. Then who will take care of this database, sir? Developers in your company will take care of setting data in the form of tables by creating tables and writing queries and so on. So those developers will take care of creating the data in it. And what is our task? Our task is just to use that RDS service and set up and configure that service and just need to maintain the database backups. That's the thing. That's our role. Okay. Sir, is RDS is a database? Is RDS is a database? It's an interview question. Is RDS is a database? Is RDS is a database? No, RDS is not a database. What do I told while introducing it? It is a database service. It is not database. RDS is what? RDS is a database providing service. So that's why we call it as database service. We call it as database service. It is not a database. RDS is not database. It's a service. RDS is not a database. RDS is a service which providing us databases, which providing this RDS service will provide us the database engines. So based on whatever the engine we choose, this RDS will provide us database instances. Okay. So this RDS is a service which will provide you whatever you need. That's it. Remember, this RDS is not a database. Most of the students confuse that. Is this RDS is a database? No, this RDS is a service. It's not a database. Same like EC2. What EC2 provides you? It provides you instances. So in a similar way, RDS provides you what? Databases. What does this RDS provides you? It provides you databases. Here also we are creating database instances. Same like EC2. From EC2, what do we create? What do we create? Instances. What does that EC2 provides us? It provides us servers. In the similar way, here RDS also provides us database and we can create database instances from the RDS. So what do we call that? Database instances which we are creating from RDS. We call that instances which are creating from RDS databases RDS database instances. RDS database instances. What is this DB, sir? It's a short form of database. Okay. So what do we call the instances? If I created from RDS DB instances. Remember, this RDS supports only RDBMS databases only. So what does this RDS support, sir? It supports only RDBMS databases only. So let me write here. What does this RDS supports? It supports only RDBMS databases only. This RDS supports RDBMS database only. It does not support another databases. It just supports RDBMS databases only. So now, if interviewer asks you what is RDS, then what do you say? You can say RDS is a database service which where we can able to set up, configure, manage and maintain our RDBMS databases in AWS. Sir, what are the databases that RDS supports, sir? What are the databases that this RDS supports? This RDS, this RDS supports, this RDS supports totally 6 engines. This RDS supports totally 6 engines. I remember those 6 engines. By using word, that is mom PMA. What does the first M stands for, sir? First M stands for, so I just remembered this in this way, that is these services, the RDS supporting engines, RDS supporting engines in this way, that is mom PMA. In this, each and every letter represents one database. What is capital M, sir? This represents MySQL. What is this? It represents MySQL. What does this O represents? This O represents Oracle. This O represents Oracle. What does this next M represents? This represents MS SQL. MS SQL. And what does this P represents? P represents Postgres. Postgres. Postgres SQL. Postgres SQL. What does this M represents? This M represents MariaDB. What does this M represents? MariaDB. And what about the last A represents? This A represents Aurora. What does this A represents? Aurora. Okay. So who provided this MySQL, sir? This MySQL is a open source. And who provided this MSS Oracle, sir? This Oracle is provided by Oracle company itself. Who provided this MS SQL, sir? Microsoft itself. Who provided this PostgreSQL, sir? Oracle. It's a open source. And coming to MariaDB, which is a community-based edition. And who provided this Aurora, sir? This Aurora is provided by AWS. Who provided this Aurora? This Aurora is provided by AWS. So is a database service. So is a database service which provides. So RDS is a database service which provides how many engines? Totally 6 engines. How many engines? 6 engines. Whichever database instance you want, you go and launch that database instance. You just go and launch that particular database instance. Okay. You just go and launch that particular database instance. Let's say we go and launch a database instance by using any one of the engine. Let's say I'm launching MySQL. Then the MySQL database will be created. Now, who maintains the backend of this? MySQL database instance? AWS. This backend will be maintained by the RDS service provider. Who is the RDS service provider? That is AWS. Can I able to log in this database instance, sir? No, it is a service. We just use it. It is like a platform as a service where it will provide you engines. RDS is just like a platform as a service, which just provides you engines. You can just access it and create your databases in that engine, whatever you selected in the RDS, and the everything will be managed by whom? The whole platform will be managed by whom? AWS. So if anybody asks you in interview or else in certification, which is the AWS database engine, which is the AWS relational database engine, which is provided by AWS, that is Aurora. Aurora is a database engine which is provided by AWS in relational database services. What AWS own database engine that AWS providing us in RDS? Aurora. Sir, this RDS supports RDBMS engines only? Yes. This RDS supports RDBMS instances only. So this is a brief intro about, this is a good intro about RDS, Relational Database Services, and what are the engines that is provided by AWS, and what is a database engine that is provided by AWS also we have learned. And in short, how do we remember the RDS providing database engines? That is MOM PMA. By using MOM PMA, you can remember that easily. So in this way, we can overcome whatever the issues that we are facing while maintaining these database servers in our on-premises by using relational database servers to provide services for, to provide database for RDBMS databases. So I hope you understood this video and you have learned a database that is used for RDBMS in AWS. What is the database service that provides you RDBMS databases in AWS? RDS, Relational Database Service. What are the engines does it provides? It provides MySQL, Oracle, MS SQL, PostgreSQL, and MariaDB and Aurora. So what is the database instance which is a database engine which is provided by AWS? That is Aurora. So I hope you understood this video. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe, and the bell icon to get the latest updates. In the next video, we're gonna even learn about NoSQL based service in AWS. In this video, we learn about SQL based service, that is what RDS. In next video, we'll learn about NoSQL providing service in AWS. So in this way, we're gonna learn about all the database services which are provided by AWS. So thanks for watching again. See you back in the next video. Until then, bye bye.